Chapter 9 of Conversation with God, Book 1, offers a bold, clarifying wake-up call. It challenges one of the most common and dangerous human tendencies, to blindly accept beliefs and behaviors simply because they are attributed to God. Throughout history, the strangest, even most harmful actions have been justified with the words, "It's God's way," or "God's word." These declarations have often allowed people to bypass personal responsibility because believing it's God's will means they no longer have to think critically. And that's the point. For many, not thinking is the path of least resistance. This chapter reveals the deeper consequence of that mindset, a life lived unconsciously. Most people, without realizing it, spend their lives reacting to circumstances, running on autopilot, living at the effect of their experiences. But this way of living robs us of our power. It disconnects us from the very thing we came here to remember, that we are the creators of our reality. God in this conversation issues a transformative invitation. Wake up. You've been doing what you're doing since birth, and you'll keep doing it, creating your life until death. The only question is whether you will do it consciously or unconsciously.
In that line lies a profound truth. Life is not a test, punishment, or rehearsal. It's the real thing. It's the ongoing creation of your experience. And you are not a passive participant. You are the author, the director, the designer. But only conscious awareness gives you access to the fullness of that truth. To live consciously is to take radical ownership of your life. It's to realize that every thought, every word, every decision is an act of creation. You are not simply reacting to what happens. You are causing what happens through the lens of your awareness. This doesn't mean you'll never encounter challenges or pain. It means you'll stop pretending you have no say in how you move through them. This is the difference between spiritual sleepwalking and spiritual sovereignty. Chapter 9 invites you to leave behind the comfort of unconscious patterns and inherited beliefs. It calls you into a new way of being, a life where you're not looking to an external authority for permission or answers, but instead listening to the divine voice within you. It's not about having all the right beliefs. It's about showing up to life with open eyes, a willing heart, and the awareness that you are here to remember your power. Conscious living is the path to personal freedom, divine connection, and inner peace.
So this chapter hits home like all others. I don't know that there's been really much of any of these books that we've hit that hasn't resonated in many ways. But for me, definitely a life lived by default. You know, a lot of things coming to me and realizing, I think, over the last few years that, you know, everything I've created, especially in the workplace, and now so, you know, even day to day, you know, that these habits, these things that I pick up on that, you know, that I create in my life. So, you know, this chapter definitely speaks to me, and yeah, that's where I'll start with it.
So, yeah, I think the thing is that most people are asleep. And so the idea of people waking up is just consciously realizing, I always say awareness is key, right? Just really figuring out what you're creating in your life. If you are sitting around and gossiping and you are talking about other people, you should not be shocked whenever you find out that other people are doing the same. And you shouldn't be shocked whenever bad things are manifesting into your life, because it's you are the creator of your life. Did God create us? Absolutely. Is he working through us to have an experience? Absolutely. But we are here creating our experience. And so the words that come out of your mouth, the thoughts that you think, and even the thoughts you think about yourself, they are going to manifest. And so when you have fears and when you worry and do these things, you know, to other people or to yourself or whatever you want to call it, you are manifesting something negative into your life.
Yeah. I'd say big or small, you're absolutely creating in some way, shape, or form, and some of it's easier to see than others. I think you know, sometimes you have to, you know, you pick up on the patterns, pick up on the cycles, you know, ultimately, you know, realize to what extent you're creating and what extent you're mirroring the stuff out there, you know, and that stuff coming back at you. And sometimes it seems so subtle that I don't think it's not as easy to pick up on, but I think at least being aware of those bigger events in your life that cycle back through, and then work your way down to the things that are more in the, the day-to-day, being able to hit on those, probably another big way to, I guess, approach some of these things and really shut them down and shut your own head down. Just get out of your head.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that saying, as within, so without. So you think of, or even like the universal law of cause and effect. It's like you have to think about whatever's going on inside you is exactly what other people are going to see. And they're going to treat you how you feel about yourself. And that doesn't always feel good. So if you realize that you're the creator and you become aware of some of the feelings you have with yourself, and sometimes it's that outward environment or the people in your life that are treating you a certain way, and then ask yourself why. Why are they treating me like this? And don't suffer from it or don't take it personally, but you definitely should look at it as a sign of something that's probably going on internally with you. So if people think that you are super confident, then most likely you are feeling that way on the inside. If they're, you're not feeling seen and heard, then it's because you have a fear of not being seen and heard. So just really take into a conscious awareness what's going on in the outer world, because a lot of times, or should I say all the time, it is a direct reflection of what's going on internally.
Yeah, and I guess the only thing I could add to that is a lot of times I think we manufacture other people's thoughts of us when people aren't even thinking about us at all. I mean, we're going through living our lives, I think there are times I've walked out in the front yard, and you're like, does so-and-so see me? I guess just the idea that people aren't thinking about you at all, likely, let alone the way you think that they're thinking about you.
Yeah. So our challenge to you this week with chapter 9 is, what are some of the steps you can take to wake up, to become consciously aware of what's going on in your inner world and what is going on in your outer world, and how are they a reflection of each other?
Sounds awesome. Chapter 9.